I was actually reading this Heart Sutra for the past couple weeks, and I was studying it through YouTube and books that I already have in Japanese and English. Um, I have mainly learned this Heart Sutra through Japanese books when I was living there in Japan. I was born and raised there, and I was educated there, and I was just a plain old high school student or a college student, even though I did not graduate. And I also was um, a worker, a factory worker once, and I was also working at a construction site. And it's not really a real high paying job. And I was still wanting to know about Buddhism and some other religions. And as I was studying it recently, I just got back to this Heart Sutra. It's the shortest sutra of all Buddhist scriptures, and it is really having the essence of what Buddhism is and what it teaches. The first sentence starts with Avalokiteshvara. It's it's called Kanjizai Bosatsu or Kanzeon Bosatsu. So everybody calls this as Kannon Sama. This is imaginary existence, and which is true here, but this is the first person or first entity that appears. Imaginary Kanzeon Bosatsu or Kanjizai Bosatsu learns, deeply learns about the truth of this world and about what's going on this planet or in this world, and figures out that everything that he sees or that happens is empty. Thereby, he's able to get rid of all the sufferings through this deep studies and knowing of what these things are about. And this Kanjizai Bosatsu talks to Shariputra, Sharishi, that all of the substances or anything that can be seen are nothing but empty. It's really hard to understand what emptiness is, but anyways, it says everything is emptiness, and this emptiness is nothing but the substances or events or anything that appears in this world, and also the perception, thoughts, actions, and senses are also like this. So they are all empty. And now he talks to Shariputra, saying all of the laws or statutes or rules are the appearance of this emptiness. It is a show of emptiness. Therefore, they don't even born or diminishes, or are they not dirty or clean? They're not even, they don't even increase or decrease. That's what everything is about. That's how it shows or appears. And therefore, in this emptiness, within this emptiness, there's nothing like substances or events or anything that is able to perceive, or there's not even organs such as eyes, ears, noses, tongues, or skin, or heart. Not even there are voices or smells and touches or tastes, or not even things or laws, statutes. Not even there's the view of the world, the view what your eyes can take or catches, or there's no such thing as consciousness, or there's no such thing as ignorance, or ignorance diminishes, or nothing like that sort. And even there's no such thing as old or death or ages, or not even diminishment of death or old ages. It's interesting to find that in the first paragraph or first part, it says everything is nothing but empty. But here in the second area where I colored red on the background, in this emptiness there's no such thing as substances or anything. It's interesting. It's contradiction. It seems like contradiction, but when I start thinking that the things are nothing but empty, it's the things that in the world can be interactively or can be changed into emptiness. So emptiness can be things, but things can be emptiness. It's interchangeable condition. Therefore, in the real world, it seems like this emptiness is the real world, and there's no beginning or end, or nothing is born or diminishes, dies out, nothing dies out or anything. But it can be interchangeable with what we see. It's what this first page of this paper shows. The top part of this paper is showing. And then because we know that it is true, or we learn what it is and what they are about, we don't have we don't have to fear, or we don't have to suffering or anything of that sort. By having this idea in the last part, a little before gate haraso gate, says suffering can be removed. It's interesting. There's no removal or diminishes of death or suffering or anything, but here in the end it says suffering can be removed. So I think it's talking about the different the level. It's talking about this suffering from a different perspective, from the substance perspective. The red area there on the top page, right in the middle of there, is pretty much talking about emptiness perspective. And the latter part and very beginning is talking about things from the substance perspective. Interchangeable. It's really interesting. It sounds like things can appear out of nothing and it disappears to nowhere, or even the time, space, energy, anything can be interchangeable with nothingness or emptiness. So what we are seeing is not really what it is and the true thing. That's how I thought, and what I thought about when studying this Heart Sutra.